Okay, hi everyone, welcome back, and in this update we are going to check out XLM chart. And I believe in the previous video we were right in here, and I was saying despite the fact that we are 100% able to find off of the lowest low a1 2 3 4 5, we shouldn't really be overwhelmingly bullish. Why? Because odds are starting from this point we may have an A, B, C flat structure. That's why we said we need to wait a little bit more until we get a pullback and see, is that pullback actually a very strong move down, or maybe we are having a slow and choppy move? And as it turns out, it was like a very fast move on the downside. Now, back in here, my main issue with XLM was this. Right around this region between 27 to about 27.5 cents, we had a very clear gap, which was created as a result of this move on the upside being a bit too fast. And since I believe gaps 95+% of the time are going to get filled, for me right around this high made perfect sense to argue we need to be a bit patient, because we are going to maybe see another move on the downside. Now, that move pretty much happened and we got extremely close to this region, and from my point of view the job is done. Most likely this gap is now actually filled and we need to completely ignore it. And from here, we need to be able to find some beautiful bullish structures. And are we able to do that or not? The answer is yes. And starting from the lowest low to about this point, I think I am able to find an impulse. Here is how. This is one, and then probably correction structure into wave 2 in form of a flat, and maybe like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave up into wave 3, correction for 4, and yet another move on the upside into wave 5, followed by that. If you want to ignore this shadow, I think there's a good argument to be made for this structure down being in form of an A, B, C zigzag to about this low, and what is happening starting from the current move. So if we are bullish in XLM, I think we can consider having a series of 1-2s, meaning this can be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which is going to be into a larger degree wave 3, correction for 4, another move up into wave 5. What I'm trying to tell you is this: if in XLM we are looking bullish and optimistic overall, let's even ignore this one on a higher degree. Soon we're going to be on our way up to complete the sub waves for a massive wave 3, which means our move on the upside has to accelerate. Again, this is the key point. It has to kind of accelerate if we are bullish, because one very important characteristic of a wave 3 is what? Being a very strong and sharp move on the upside. If we get this at that point, you are going to see me being more optimistic in XLM in the short term. But having said that, that doesn't mean that right in here I'm going to say this is a long opportunity. No, I'm going to wait for this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave up to be over, and then have a consolidation pattern, a pullback, and assuming that we are able to identify all the right subwaves in here, yeah, okay, at that point, fair enough. In here can be a beautiful long opportunity in hope that we get a massive move on the upside. So for now, I think the gap is filled and now it's time to go up. It's just the fact that we need to be right now a little bit more patient and wait for a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And if this is happening, our move up right now has to accelerate a bit. And I hope I explained everything well and you understood what is going on in XLM's chart. And until the next update, I hope you have a wonderful time. Goodbye.